Welcome to MarcusG.TV. I'm Chef Marcus Giuliano. I'm a chef on a mission. My main mission is nutrition, and it's always been nutrition. I'm really fascinated with cooking and using real foods, especially organic, especially local, and if they're not local, especially from small independent producers from across the globe, whatever it is. But I'm here to tell you about my updates for 80-10-10. So I've always been vegan-ish or vegetarian-ish over the course of the last 12 years. There has been times that I will eat more fish than other times. There's times that I've been really strict vegan. I've gone with the flow. At my restaurant, I do serve meat. So I do taste meat from time to time and, make sure that it's on, and it tastes good, if we braise something. So I will taste that from time to time. However, I've been really influenced by the 80-10-10 diet this year. I did it 2 years ago and I lost a good amount of weight and I was really feeling on top of the world, and people thought I was taking Flash Gordon pills, right? Because I was running around everywhere, all this energy, which I am again now, which is great. So 2014, March 1st, updates on 80-10-10. I did my first video just right out, first week of February, right? Goal was 90. I just missed it, by 8 miles. A lot of cold weather, a lot of snow here in New York. I couldn't get out there enough. I thought I was doing it. I was actually under the weather for about 4, 5, 6 days, which I kind of lost right there, which is how I sort of missed. I could have run more after that and before that. I wasn't really full on sick. I was just a little achy and I was taking it easy for the week. And I was like, I kind of feel something coming on. Never really manifested, but I was just like, I was still working and running around doing a lot of other things. However, March 1st, I'm down 22 pounds. What am I eating every day? 4 to 6 pounds of watermelon, 15 bananas, pound of spinach. If I eat cantaloupe, I'll eat 2 cantaloupes at a time. Love carrots. They're an easy snack for me, very easy snack for me, not to pick up something else. So I will get carrots, cut them in sticks, or I'll buy baby carrots. My kids love that. So I've just had a lot of baby carrots around all the time. I was traveling in February. I lived off of bananas, baby carrots in the conference room that I was at. Would take 2-pound bag of baby carrots every day and just nibble through that all day. I was eating cucumbers like they were apples on the airplane. I actually got all this food onto the airplane. I got it. It was really cool because they come around with that crap food on an airplane, the pretzels and everything, and the snacks. And I opened up my bag and I had bananas. I had dates. I had figs, cucumbers. Tomatoes. I was eating a lot of cherry tomatoes, grape tomatoes. As soon as we got to Phoenix, went right to Whole Foods and just loaded up on a bunch of things. And I even got cucumbers onto the plane. I was eating those like apples on the plane in my conference room. So I've really been very, very focused and very dedicated. Am I eating cooked food? I am. I'm eating a little bit of rice. I'm eating some cooked starches. I like sweet potatoes, so maybe once a day. Before it was like every other day. Now it's maybe once a day. I'll have a small amount of. We just made lentil soup here at the restaurant. Nice, awesome vegan, no fat added lentil soup. So I had a nice bowl of that yesterday. It was really nice. We were making quinoa and potato cakes, no added fat in that. So it was all mostly carbs, right? And quinoa has more fat content in it than other things because it is a seed. So potatoes was 50% potatoes, 50% quinoa. So I had a potato quinoa cake. It's vegan, no other added fat. We made a nice carrot coulis to go with that. I'm really enjoying portobello mushrooms these days. Just roasted. That's it. Touch of balsamic vinegar on it, and rosemary and thyme, and just roast it in the oven. I'm loving those. I'll have about 2 or 3 of those a day consistently. That's kind of my snack food. So between carrots and portobellos, those are kind of like my go-to snack foods. So I'm down 22 pounds. I'm running my ass off right now. I have so much energy. So month of February, my goal was 100 pounds. I put into my phone app, Runkeeper. I want to run 100 pounds in February, 100 miles in February, not 100 pounds, 100 miles. I ran 143 miles. I rocked it out in February. February only has 28 days. You do the math, 143 divided by 28. It was a good month considering that it was cold. snowy and miserable here in New York. March, hoping that spring's going to show up. I'm really hoping we're bypassing this major snowstorm that's supposed to be coming. It's going to the south of us. I got out for 14 miles today, got out for 6 yesterday, so I've already started the month with 20 miles. This is I've been running for 12 years. Consistently, not hardcore consistently, but consistently, you know. There's a half marathon I'm doing next week. I've run this half marathon in the last 10 years. I've run it 5 times. So I've run this half marathon the second week in March, first week in March for the last 10 years, you know, every other year. So, but now this year, this is the best shape I've been in for this half marathon. It's the most mileage I've done. It's probably the least I've weighed. Check this out, this photo of me that was just taken last summer. Now this photo was from a wedding that we went to. There's my beautiful, sexy wife. And there I am. I mean, just look at me. Look at my face. Look at my stomach. From where I am now and from when that photo was taken, I don't know what I weighed in that photo, but I did weigh more than my original weight that I weighed in on New Year's Eve, New Year's Day here, which was about 215 pounds. So that, I mean, you can just see, and, you know, it's just, I was a high-fat vegetarian then, very high-fat vegetarian then, and I was eating a lot of fruit. You know, I'd still run and still have my smoothies, my fruit smoothies, right? But then I would just load up with all high-fat foods, you know, vegan pizza made from Daiya cheese or a lot of hummus. I was living off of hummus. And hummus, between the tahini and the olive oil and the chickpeas to begin with, are higher fat than, you know, than eating just rice or than eating, obviously, just fruit and veggies. So that's just like a triple fat explosion in that hummus. And I do enjoy hummus and I love it. I just found a hummus that was made without adding olive oil. They actually added some olives to it, and I was like, oh cool, a lower fat hummus, and I was able to enjoy that. It was still above the 80-10-10 macronutrient level. If you don't know what 80-10-10 is, 80-10-10 is the macronutrient level. There's the book, The 80-10-10 Diet by Douglas Graham, Dr. Douglas Graham. 80% carbs, 10% fat, 10% protein. Go on to my blog, chefonamissionblog.com. Check out the videos. I'm always been against eating a high protein diet. I tried the Atkins. I tried that years ago. And the odors that was coming off my body, my breath, I was tired, I was toxic, I was breaking out in pimples. I was doing it with a chef who I was working with at the time. We both did. We both agreed, man, because we had access to eggs and boursin cheese and all these high-fat foods. And we were just like, high-fat foods, this is great. And it was just not a good experience. I didn't like it. I became vegetarian-ish after that fact, when my daughter was born about 14 years ago. And I never looked back at meat. You know, I don't really miss it. I taste it because I've had to taste it. But now when I taste it, put it in my mouth, and I spit it out. Same thing with wine now. I'm very conscious of the alcohol that I actually consume. And I just now know the detriments of what I was doing. I mean, I've always known the detriments of what we do. We all know the detriments of what we do, but it's just all of a sudden now it's like, man, if I'm going to drink wine, it better be a special occasion. If I'm going to have a sip of a beer, and the neat thing is now, because the 80-10-10 diet, I'm getting all these carbs, I don't have a craving for anything anymore, like beer or wine. And I love beer. I love wine. I can smell it. I can take a nice Sauvignon Blanc. I had a salesman come in today. I was smelling, picking all the flavors up, and it was just, the appreciation I have for wine is so immense. But just in my nose and my palate, it's expanded so much being on the 80-10-10 diet. So much. To a fact that I was slicing tuna yesterday, and I looked at my waitress and I said, do you smell that? Tuna's a little off. And she goes, I don't smell it. I sliced it. She tastes it. She goes, it doesn't taste bad. So I sliced, put it in my mouth, chewed it up, spit it out. And I was like, taste the oils. The oils. It's not bad fish. The fish is fresh, right? The fish was fresh frozen. It was frozen and then frozen on the boat, actually, the way they do this tuna in the Pacific Northwest. And they ship it frozen, we thaw it, and the next day we serve it, right? So the fish wasn't bad. It wasn't rotten. It wasn't rancid. But the fats, those vital fats that are in salmon and tuna, started oxidizing. And I could smell that. And I could taste it. And I said, Dina, smell this again. I cut another piece from a different tuna loin, right? Same batch, different tuna loin. And I smell the difference. She's like, oh my gosh, I would have never picked it up. And even tasting, I would have never, of course we would have put sauce on it normally, which we do. But I was able to smell that without the sauce. So my senses have really like expanded. The cold weather hasn't really affected me that much as it should be. I mean, it's been miserable here in New York. Yesterday it was -1 on Friday here. It was just terrible. I went out running this morning. It was 26 degrees when I went out running, but I'm now well, I'm noticing that my gear that I'm running with is getting lighter and lighter now, because I'm able to go out in the cold with lighter gear, and it's really great that I'm not overdressing now to go out and run. So that's really cool. So those are just some of the things I've noticed on the 80-10-10 diet. 80% carbs, 10% fat, 10% protein. Like I said, I am doing a little bit of cooked food, and I'm actually going to a friend's house tonight for vegan pasta night, which I've been doing for years. My buddy has been doing vegan pasta night. And he does gluten-free pasta, he does all these things, but now he's altered a lot of that into fat-free or no added fat pastas, no added fat dishes. So he'll roast me just broccoli, right? He'll just roast off, and this big bowl of roasted broccoli gets in front of me every week, and I eat that. I've done salad with no salad, oil-based dressings on it. That's been really cool, and he'll make 1 or 2 pasta dishes. He'll make stuffed shells, vegan stuffed shells with diet cheese. He'll make a bunch of things, but I'm just sticking to rice pasta or quinoa pasta. Typically rice pasta is what I stick to, with just a plain, no added fat sauce, and I'll enjoy it and I'll eat. I skip the garlic bread because garlic bread is loaded with garlic and oil, right? Fat, you put on garlic bread, very high fat garlic bread. So I've been skipping that, and he opens up phenomenal bottles of wine every week, right? Really phenomenal bottles, and I've just kind of passed on that. Last week they had 4 or 5 bottles open. I think I drank a half a glass collectively between all the bottles. A bunch of people come over, and I can smell it, I can enjoy it, I can put it on my palate. I don't need to drink a whole glass anymore. It's just the sips, and it's really, I mean, this 80-10-10 has been phenomenal for me. So the goal here is to keep doing what I'm doing and maybe modify it a little bit along the way. I mean, I do like food. I love food. That's why I'm a chef. So it's just, allowing me to more be creative. I found out when I make risotto now, a vegan risotto, I can use sweet potatoes in there, pureed sweet potatoes, as a fat alternative, okay? Nice, creamy sweet potato puree, right? Just sweet potatoes boiled in water, a little salt, puree that up in the food processor, and just add that right to the risotto instead of adding butter, because something like risotto can be, get this, ready? Can be over 50% volume of butter, which is going to be like 80-90% calories derived from fat. And they're about 800 to 1,200 calories if you're eating risotto. I mean, chefs literally take a handful of butter for an appetizer, a handful of butter, and throw it in there. It's disgusting. Potatoes, mashed potatoes are the same way. But chefs know you add more butter to a potato or more oil. So butter really is it. The more butter you add, the creamier it is, the softer the potato is. That's what people like. I'm just like, if people only knew. Somebody asked me the other day, Marcus, how do you feel about the proposed laws for labeling, and what happens if they make independents label food? I'm like, label my food. I'm not hiding what's in my food. I'll tell you what's in my food. I'm not afraid for somebody to come in and say, well, I can't eat there anymore because they don't have high quality, low fat, or high quality, organic ingredients, whether it's organic olive oil or whatever it is. Show them that I'm using real, whole, freshly ground spelt flour. Show them that I'm using organic eggs. Show them that I'm using whatever, organic this, organic that, real this, local this. Show them that we're using a lot of coconut oil in our foods. I don't care. Show them. Be my guest, and you ask what's in our food, we tell you what's in our food. There's no secrets ever. So, and there should be no secrets when you go out to eat. There should be just straight up, this is what's in your food, A lot of places can't do that because they're buying a prepared product, another prepared product, putting it with a protein, adding rice, buying, seasoned rice already, and they don't know what's going in. They have no clue what's going in, and they can't even read what's going in it. So, 80-10-10 results for 2014 for January and February. I'm Chef Marcus Giuliano. Thank you for watching this video. If you like it, please subscribe to my channel, leave a comment below, and pass it on. Thanks for watching.
Right, I can't stop it tonight. This epidemic, I'm trying to fight. Blood pressure's rising now.